Just before this episode, I want to tell you about another adventurous audio podcast series. Inside Forensic Science is back with an utterly intriguing historic murder mystery.
Westminster Gazette, August 31st. Sensational mystery in Scotland. Suspicious death of an English lieutenant.
A young man is dead.
And from my examination, I had no doubt that it was a gunshot wound.
So is it murder or a tragic accident?
The thing that worries me is that this poor guy was shot in the back of the head.
And why would anyone want him dead in the first place?
Didn't take too long to assess that there's absolutely something rotten in the state of Denmark.
Mishandled evidence, a chaotic crime scene, fraud, suspects who vanish into thin air.
We've got one witness who's actually washed the blood from the deceased.
This case has it all. Inside Forensic Science, the Ard Lamont Mystery, a podcast from the Leverhulme Research Centre for Forensic Science at the University of Dundee. Coming soon to wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, it's Ali here, Salon Director from the Head Gardener in Inverness. Talking about cancer is never easy, but unless we're open and honest about it, how can we learn from each other and, most importantly, support each other? Personally, I love this podcast. Every so often there'll be a little nugget that will just smack you in the face and you just think, whoa, right, that resonates. I think Penny is an amazing storyteller. She's utterly honest and yes, sweary, but cancer makes you a bit sweary. I'm really proud to be the sponsor of Lump and I hope you get as much from it as I do. But don't forget to like it, rate it and share it. And over to Penny.
Snow globe. B was beyond mortified as we all slipped off our shoes, but David is particularly persuasive when he's being silly, so there was no way either B or me were going to escape being caught up in this festive daftness. There was a zip up the back that we had to clamber through and a curtain to shuffle round. Mariah Carey fought to be heard over the noisy generator pumping warm air to keep the whole thing inflated. We took up positions in front of a winter wonderland, hurled soft white petals of fake snow at each other and giggled, mainly at the magnitude of B's scowl in the face of this very public humiliation. Click. A photographer captured the moment while baffled and bored shoppers, pausing to refuel on fast food eaten out of polystyrene trays, stare at us from their plastic tables and chairs. It was in the days leading up to Christmas 2019, and we had no idea a huge cancer-shaped hand was about to pick up our world and vigorously shake it. And a shaken snow globe is exactly how a cancer diagnosis feels. Suddenly, there you are, trapped inside your fragile bubble, desperately trying to remain upright, while the soft petals of everything you ever took for granted and thought you knew fly around your head. Everything unsettled, dislodged, the only certainty being that nothing will come to land in quite the same place ever again. A year down the line, and the scene inside the snow globe is again a festive one. This time the backdrop is the byre, our beautiful, nearly new house on the hill above the loch. And it's Christmas Day. At this point I'm tempted to take the shape of a Dickensian character so I can brush imaginary ice from the pane with my fingerless gloves and peer through the window. I wake up early, not, oh my God, Santa has been, let's rip open the presents at 5 a.m. kind of early, but holy shit, I'm on Christmas dinner duty and I've done pretty much fuck all kind of early. For the first time in 12 years, I'm not with B. She's having Christmas morning with her dad, so the start of the day takes on a different rhythm and tint. I'm comfortable with this, because the underlying message is that we all know I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Unless there's some freakish woman versus turkey accident in the hours to come, which feels unlikely, if potentially entertaining. We eventually swap presents, David and me, lazily late in the morning. I give him a painting by a favourite artist, Doc Walker, a beach on Harris, birds lift up off the shore in sudden flight under a menacing sky, sunlight glinting off their wings. I love the perspective, sound and emotion that pours off the canvas, and David does too, as I hoped he would. We immediately put it on the wall, where it sits, unfamiliar, catching the eye each time I look up, offering a glimpse into another world. It makes me want to go to Harris and find Dot's beach. In return, David gives me new lenses for my camera. I wasn't expecting them, but it's a pitch-perfect gift. I've spent so much of this year observing the world, pulling it apart, tilting my head so I can feel my way to viewing it from different perspectives, climbing the hill behind the house, immersing myself in the cold of the loch, from outside the security of the BBC, inside the comfort of our decision to get married. To have these new lenses feels like a physical manifestation of all I've been doing of late. One lens which allows me to go in close, intimate, another wide-angled so I can capture the larger landscapes I move through, snare both woods and trees. Later, after David's kids have visited and Bea has rejoined us, into our snow globe, good friends arrive. Mike and Shona and their twins, Jack and Emmy, bring gifts of endless laughter and fun and silliness. They understand the joy of a Secret Santa present, which has us take turns at being unicorns, throwing shiny pink hoops at each other's heads. They retain the childish delight of playing a game of utterly filthy snap. They know the true value of a cheap Christmas jumper. We fuel our day with food and games and humour and stories. It's a Christmas as relaxed and fun and joy-filled as I can remember. If you look more closely at that picture, through the glass of that snow globe, really study it, you'll realise there's something missing. As the day wore on, I too looked, but I couldn't see it. It's not there on the table, with the happy crumbs of cheese and dribbles of chocolate sauce that missed the profiteroles. It's not in the bag of scrunched-up wrapping, or in the empty bottles of champagne. It definitely doesn't make an appearance when Henrik brings in a live mouse to drop under the table during Christmas dinner, which has Emmy screaming and standing on her chair, while Bea scoops up Henrik and David scoops up the mouse to set it free again. In fact, I don't think it was hiding at all. I'm pretty certain it wasn't there in the first place. I know, because after Mike and Shona left, David and I cleaned and cleared all the laughter-laden debris away, and there wasn't a sign of it anywhere. What was missing from that scene in our snow globe was, whisper it, cancer. It had no place at our table. The biggest present I could have asked for was the realization that it was possible to experience an entire day with cancer completely vanished from my consciousness and our lives. What an amazing gift to get. I draw back from the glass, just like that Dickensian character would. I'm careful to be extra quiet, not to disturb a single fake snowflake from where it settled. I want to slip gently away, in the hope that this joyous scene will long continue. Because I now know that it's entirely possible to find a place where cancer is banished to history and the past. And just that knowledge is amazing. And I'm profoundly grateful for it. Lump is sponsored by Ali McRitchie and the fantastic team at the Head Gardener Hair Salon in Inverness. Without them, it simply wouldn't be possible, so a massive thanks to them for all their support. If you like Lump, make sure you tell the team when you're next in the salon, and they'll give you a free gift. Coming up in the next episode, I actually fantasise about going back in time and asking for just a mastectomy, please. I do. In my wilder moments, I've even envisaged asking for a double mastectomy, so I can be rid of the lot. Lump is written and presented by me, Penny Stewart, and produced by Adventurous Audio.